these guys clearly I didn't think was ready for the NBA, but they were ready to leave. They didn't want to be there. So, but if they were there, I think UCLA would have been a pretty good team, a team to reckon with. But without those guys, I think we're still missing something.
Well, so who would be your favorite come out of the Pac-10, or is that just a silly question that I just asked your ass live on radio, being that you would not dare go against UCLA? I'm gonna say,
you know what? I don't know because everybody lost key players. Washington lost key players.
I like Oregon in that Pac-10 this year.
You know what? Oregon, they're always scrappy. Oregon's got some people. They got some transfers that came in that can help them also. You never know what Oregon's going to have. Arizona's going to be Arizona. Yeah, Arizona's going to be great. They lost D. Will, but they're going to be all right. Arizona's going to be pretty good also.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Let me ask you this. Now real quick. You were on the championship team with the Houston Rockets. Am I correct with that?
Yes, I was traded over with Clyde Drexler.
Okay, cool. Tell me, man, because we all see it on TV and we see the excitement. I mean, we know it was exciting and it was great, but as a player, when you grow up in the backyard, you're shooting those turnaround jumpers, by yourself with the clock ticking down. What was it like to be a member of a championship team and to be on the team with the players that were on that Houston Rockets team at that time?
You know what? It's a feeling that you cannot duplicate. And that's what keeps a lot of guys that win championships wanting to win another one. It's a euphoria that you had never thought that you would feel, and it's a feeling of accomplishment that all the hard work your whole life you put in, and then you win this championship, and that's the feeling. It's a feeling of accomplishment throughout your whole life so far with the time that you put in your career.
Okay.
The guys that was on the team were all very unselfish. They were very good players, but they all sacrificed because we knew we had that monster, Hakeem Olajuwon, on the block. And we knew that he was going to make things easier for all of us. So we let that monster go to work. And if he got double, triple team, he made sure he kicked the ball out to guys and knocked down three-point shots.
Now, what Houston Rockets team is on the 2K game, Mike? Is it the Houston Rockets, the championship team?
It's that Houston Rocket team and the earlier. Actually, that's the Houston Rocket team. So yeah, I played with you on the game, and I must admit, being a Chicagoan, and don't let Corey fool you for being such a fan. He's a Bull fan as well.
I'm a Bull fan, no doubt.
When I got this game though, because you know how if you play video games, everybody want to go get the best in the world. So everybody want to play with Michael, and I'm just trying to find all these teams that's gonna whip the Bulls' ass, at least in video game world anyway. And that Houston Rocket team can get a Bulls run for their money on that game.
Kenny Smith.
There's so many threats. There's so many threats on that team, man. I mean, once that ball, and everybody made the extra pass. So if he kicked it out to, a Mario Elliott, kick it over to Kenny and swing it over to Robert Horry and be a three, or Robert Horry kick it to Sam Cassell or somebody else, Kenny Smith
dropped
the three.
Matt Bullard.
Matt Bullard. Matt Bullard was on the first team. Pete Chilcutt was on the second team, and Pete Chilcutt can knock down that shot too.
Yes, he could. Yes,
so there were many threats on both teams, the first championship team with Houston as well as the second one. They had the perfect people to fit in those slots to run that system around Dream.
Now, Tracy, when I had a chance to speak with you in reference to setting up the interview, you mentioned you wanted to also do some work with some boys and girls clubs that were around the way.
Right. I'm on the board of the Las Vegas Boys and Girls Club, and I just had a charity weekend in Las Vegas, which we had a comedy show as well as a charity golf tournament, and it benefited the Boys and Girls Club of Las Vegas as well as Prodigy Athletic Institute.
Okay.
And, it was a great turnout. We had Joe Torre, who was the headliner. George Wilburn killed it. Alex Thomas killed it. I mean, the show was outstanding. Leon Rogers, who writes for Tyler Perry, he killed it too. I didn't know he was that funny. He was funny too. And then we had all of those guys, including Bo Jackson, come out.
Not Bo.
You hear all those Chicago connections, Mike?
All those Chicago connections.
Yeah, exactly. There's tons of Chicago connections up in there. But Bo Jackson, Al Harrington, Jerome Williams, Big Mike Brown. We had tons of guys come out there from the NBA as well as the NFL. JYD, yep. They all came out and swung a club for your boys to try to help raise money for the Boys and Girls Club and Prodigy Athletic Institute.
Well, so you know what?
Even in retirement, your guys are still coming through for you.
No,
That's nice.
See, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take advantage of the time I got right here and right now, being that I am the newly appointed leader of the Athletic Association for Perfected Life Church, and we're the Boys and Girls Club, Tracy, and I'm having a tournament come up. How can I get you to Delaware to come be a part of this tournament that I'm going to be in and just help us like either coach or referee some of the games?
Well, shoot, hey, we can work that out so we get off this.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Real
we can work this out. Yeah, we can work it out.
All right. Y'all going to learn today.
I'm all about that. We can work it out. I've never been to Delaware either, so we can work that out.
Not only we're the first state, there's no tax here. So you come here and go shopping and don't got to worry about nothing. Okay, if it says 99, that's how much it costs.
99-cent bag of chips gives you a penny back on the dollar. Huh?
No, we don't condone McDonald's eating. Okay, we call that McGirls. Okay, McPlastic food. The McPlastic. Now Tracy, I got a tweet came in from a lady of mine. Shouts out to Hottie0086. She wants to know, how come there's no girlfriend or ex-wife of yours on Basketball Wives? Because she says she's a fan of your light-skinnedness.
Because he's fortunate.
Well, I hope there would never be. I'm happily married, man. I hope there is none of them that jump on there because it's not a good look for either for them as well as the player. It's not a good look at all. It makes everybody look like a bunch of jackasses.
In a word, there you go.
That's my honest opinion. Yeah, they're getting money for it, but yeah, it makes everybody look bad.
It's just a lot of hate. It's just a lot of spewing rumor and adding the foolishness.
Exactly. It's all gossip and scorned women talking about what used to be, and obviously, if it was really like that, they would still be with the guys. So I don't really like the show.
Now I got a text here.
I just read and
I was going to say I have a text here, and I know the
number to call in.
What's that?
Well, hold on. Number to call in, people. You want to listen? 347-637-3859. You better get in your fit in with Mr. Tracy Murray. No broke back intended. Go ahead, Corey.
I'll take the text that I have here says, winning a championship and playing in the NBA, or being retired and helping kids, what gives you more? What in the end gives you more fulfillment?
At the end, it's I say helping kids. Yeah, I love winning a championship, and that was my job, and that was my dream and goal. But when you help kids achieve their dreams or that are following in your footsteps, to me, it's almost like being a proud papa watching your son grow and do their thing. Like I've had in my basketball camp, when I had my basketball camp for 15 years. I had 2 WNBA, I had a D-League player, and tons that went to D1, D2, D3, or NAIA and got full scholarships. Some became doctors, some became lawyers. And I was just so proud when they came back to camp and told me what they were doing as adults. And to me, that fulfillment, the way I felt inside, it was just like winning a championship because they went on and they were successful in their life.
Yeah, my mother was a teacher, and she says the one thing that she always enjoyed more than the actual teaching itself was when 10, 15 years later, kids would come back and locate her at the school or at her next school, and they would tell her how much what she did meant. So I'd imagine that that's a real fulfilling feeling when people can come back and say, man, you had a hand in me being a success in my life.
Exactly, and I did the same thing to my teachers. Whenever I come back in town, I'll drop by if they were still there, drop by their classroom and say hello and talk to the current class that was there. I used to do the same thing, so I understand totally. Yeah, that's a good business.
Now, Tracy, I happen to, but I don't say luck. I don't use those words. I was blessed to have a friend of yours on the show, Ernest the Cat Miller, who, and Klein. Because of that partnership I had with him, I was able to get in contact with you as well. Are you a fan of pro wrestling? I had a tweet coming and said, because I normally have a lot of wrestlers on my show. So when I get someone else from time to time, they still want to ask, do you like professional wrestling?
Well, these are all my boys, and I'm going to take it back. My cousin was born with spina bifida, and when we were kids, he used to control the TV on a Saturday morning, and that's when, you can't fight it. He got spina bifida, he's not moving anywhere, so he's in a wheelchair. So it's like, all right, we can let him have the TV, and we'll watch, WWF back in the day, and it was Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Roddy Piper, etc. And so I was like, why are we watching this fake stuff? And then after a while, you sit there and you watch it. You watch the athleticism. You find out the backgrounds on them, and most of them are former athletes. And it's no less than their hustle. That's their hustle. That's how they put food on their table. So after a while, you look past all of that, and then you see a storyline. There's actually a storyline between the characters of the guys that are fighting against each other or wrestling against each other. So it's like, my cousin wanted to meet Hulk Hogan, and by this time now I'm in the NBA. I'm doing charities. I had a charity event with Hulk Hogan, so I was able to take him to see Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
And from that point, now I'm being invited in the back by the WWE whenever they're in town to bring him down there and meet all the guys and be with all the guys. That's where I met Ernest Miller. That's where I met the Cat. That's my boy right there. He's my boy now. His son even came to my basketball camp. But it's because of that. It's how I got involved with all the wrestlers, and I'm close to all of them now. I can call them and tease them about something that's going on in their character. Like Mark Henry, I mess with him every now and then because of something he may do on TV.